and welcome once again to Riverside Monthly with Mayor Bailey. I'm Steve Brazel, your host, and as always, joined by the mayor for the city of Riverside, California. Mayor Bailey, how are you, sir?
I'm great today. This is a huge day today, and I'm excited about this particular segment because it transforms lives. That's what we're here in government to do, is to improve quality of life and transform lives. And you're going to hear about it today, Steve.
Yeah, we've got actually four great segments for you this month, and this one, all four of them are very timely. This one, an extremely important one, and Mr. Mayor, I wish I was in the studio with you, but at least we can gather all of us together for the conversation about the TCC, or
Yes.
Transformative Climate
Yes.
Communities, and the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities grants. We've got five guests with us, which is a first for Riverside Monthly. We've got Jeff McLaughlin, the Housing Authority of the City of Riverside. Jeff, how are you, sir?
Very good.
Also, from Riverside Community Health Foundation, Shanae Bowie Hussey.
Hi,
Shanae.
nice to be here. Thank you.
Nice
for
to
having
have
me.
you here, Shanae. Also, Deborah Murphy, Urban Design and Planning. We've got Deborah Murphy. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
And then Community Settlement Association, Pedro Payne. Pedro, welcome.
Hello,
Pedro.
thank you for having me.
And last but not least,
Batting cleanup.
council member for the City of Riverside, Andy Melendrez. Mr. Melendrez, how are you?
Very well. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's nice to have you all here because this is a deep topic, and so I'm glad that we have such a breadth of knowledge to bring to this as we discuss it. Mr. Mayor, you want to get us going?
Well, you brought that up. There's a breadth there's a diverse array of individuals on the
Yes.
screen today, representing an even more diverse array of individuals in this community and across this city, and so it takes a team, and that's what you're seeing on the camera. That's what I'm seeing on the camera. It takes a team to succeed and to truly transform a community, and that's what we're talking about through this TCC. There's a lot of acronyms, that are part of this discussion. But tell us about these grants and the scope of the activities resulting from them.
The city of Riverside's been involved with the Transformative Climate Communities and the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities grants really now for about 3 years. It's been a little bit of a tale of tenacity with the East Side residents in the city as we kind of came together for these grant applications to make them work. We didn't automatically get the grant, and we kind of tried twice, really each time coming back together to make a better application with each iteration. Every time we went back to the state and asked for money. So the housing projects, the Xeriscape project, tree planting, the transit projects that are in this grant really bring together not just the community vision for the sustained 3-year effort, but really a 10-year effort for the community residents of the East Side.
So there's breadth and there's depth to this not just a program, but this movement.
Absolutely.
And what I love about it is what you said about the tenacity of it, that it took multiple tries, but you don't give up. You keep going back. It has been a long time coming. Council member, perhaps you could address, exactly how we got to this point now.
Steve, it has been a truly amazing experience in the East Side. When you go back 14 years and think about what the East Side looked like and some of the challenges that it had, and some of the improvements that we've seen, from tearing down the bad hotels, the bad liquor stores, the poorly managed nightclub, the drug dealing, quite frankly, the other issues that we have, and we're able to remove those and then build things like the Riverside Arts Academy, where children can come to learn classical music, develop a youth opportunity center. You're bringing community together, so they come together with a focus of how we're going to improve the quality of life. And this TCC grant through the Strategic Growth Council really built on things that the East Side had worked on for the past 11 and 12 years. And we took different parts of different plans to bring these together. With Jeff, Deborah, Shanae, it was a complete team experience on
Right.
how we came together. In 2018, when we first applied to the grant, again, we were learning and going by the seat of our pants. The second time we had a better idea, and we thought we had a really good chance at that, utilizing our art component, our music component, our alleyways, what our focus was, and we fell short. But this third time, putting a complete team together, the community was relentless. They wanted to make sure that we got this grant. City staff, our nonprofits, and just a variety of individuals. You see the Community Settlement House, Riverside Community Health Foundation, and various others, RTA, to make this grant come to life. So we are thoroughly excited about the transition and the game changer that this grant will make of the East Side.
It's a community coming together to reshape itself.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah, and you've heard the term smart growth. You've heard the term, community, and Deborah, tell us more about what is Strategic Growth Council, who is doing the awards. Part of the award is from this council. Can you tell us more about who they are and why they chose Riverside?
Sure. The Strategic Growth Council addresses issues related to climate adaptation. So we're trying to make sure that the state of California deals with the greenhouse gases that are created by our transportation system, our industries, and all the other things. We all know what pollution is like and how it degrades our quality of life and our public health. So they established a series of goals to help improve air and water quality, protect the natural resources that we have in the state, promote public health to address those issues, increase availability of affordable housing. So that's where the housing project comes in. Improve infrastructure systems, especially transportation. That's where the Riverside Transit Authority and the pedestrian and bike improvements that are involved in the project. And to encourage infill and compact development. So it's good to have affordable housing, but we want to make sure it's in areas that already have the resources and make it easy for people to get from jobs to housing. And they want to make sure that we are doing transformative things through an integrated approach with the variety of projects that can make a sustained impact on those neighborhoods. So the Growth Council does a number of different grant programs, and this Transformative Climate Communities is one of them. They've done this now for 3 years, as the council member mentioned, and Riverside is lucky enough to have gotten an award of funding as well as a complement with the Affordable Housing Sustainable Communities Grant, and really got more money than we even expected. So that's the power of this effort that came together to bring in housing, tree planting, as Jeff mentioned, water efficiency through doing taking out lawns and putting in xeriscape kind of planting, drought tolerant plants to help with the water issues, expansion of the transit hub at Vine Street to increase more transit ridership, to do all these pedestrian and bike improvements throughout the heart of the East Side, and to also do complementary work on programs. It's not just about building things, but it's making sure that there's a good community engagement plan that is involved, so that the community just isn't involved in developing the ideas. They're there to help implement them, avoid displacement of businesses and people's homes. We have to collect a lot of data, and there's a whole workforce development component I'm sure that others will talk about. But it's really this integrated, comprehensive approach.
Exactly, and it might sound academic and or governmental with words like sustainability and Strategic Growth Council and Transformative Climate Communities, but truly it is people-powered and human-centric. That's what I just heard from you,
Yeah.
Which brings me, Shanae, I want to bring you in on this, although the truth is probably anybody on this panel could answer the question. But let's look at it from a different angle. Tell me a little bit more about the Eastside Climate Collaborative.
Yes, I think the Eastside Climate Collaborative is kind of what the mayor mentioned earlier about this team. The Climate Collaborative, it's the team. So all this time that it took to bring everything together, the stakeholders, the partners, the community residents, it's the leads of each of the different teams. It's the lead from each of the different partners. It's our community residents, both adult residents, youth residents. It's the voice. So even the name Eastside Climate Collaborative came from the community coming together, voting on different names. How do you want to represent what we're getting ready to do here to transform this area? And I think that's the result of it. It's all of our stakeholders coming together. It's the voice.
That's awesome.
Just the community coming together. Obviously, there was a community there before, but when you have long-standing institutions like the Community Settlement Association, who has been providing support for the community and expanding those services throughout the years for over 100 years, makes a huge difference. And them being part of this team, Dr. Payne is with us today, has been absolutely amazing. Maybe he can tell us a little bit about some of the work that he's done. They've been instrumental in working with us as a team in this Eastside Community Collaborative.
Yeah, Dr. Payne, why don't you? What does this mean to the East Side, to the community? Can you speak to that?
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you, Councilman. I just wanted to say that Community Settlement Association's involvement with this project, is so important. We do have a long history in the East Side. I don't know how many people know, Mayor, that the Community Settlement Association is the oldest nonprofit organization in the city of Riverside. Founded in 1911. I wasn't there at the time, so I came later.
You're looking good, man, if you were.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Although there's no video of it, yeah.
Exactly. But for many years, obviously, this is a community that has faced a lot of challenges, social challenges, economic challenges, and social justice challenges. And so we're aware of that. And for many years, organizations such as a CSA and others have been working tirelessly to mitigate some of those risks, but also empower the community, offer resources to the community. In fact, at CSA, when we moved over to our current location on Bermuda Avenue, that was in mid 1900s, 1950s, around there. Councilman Melendres, I'm told, actually had an office in one of the old Adobe buildings that is now a historical landmark. So this is how far back we're talking about.
That's coming full circle.
Not that long ago, Dr. Payne.
Yeah. And so, but through CSA, we've been able to provide much needed resources like food. We have an active food pantry, community gardening club.
Yeah.
We train people on how to interview, to do job searches, and to secure employment. We have an after-school program, very robust, both during the summer months and during the school year. We do individual counseling and family counseling. We have a DUI program. So all of these things combine, because we also offer social service assistance and translations, which is part of the role that we'll be as one of the partners for this grant to mitigate any displacement. If it were to happen, we don't anticipate much of it,
right.
Especially since the affordable housing project is currently going into a situation where there is nothing there now. But still, we want to plan for all circumstances and contingencies, and that's why CSA has joined this effort. But I think that this is a game changer. This grant to the East Side is a game changer. There has always been an investment in the community, but this kicks it into a different gear. And so we're very, very excited, very honored, very happy to be a part of it. I think we can expect to see some very positive changes for the community in terms of the climate change portion of it, the housing portion of it. CSA is also hosting small business development workshops to help people navigate the process of developing their own business and become business owners. And so that's part of the empowerment that we're talking about. We've been doing it for many years, and we look forward to doing it for many more years to come.
So let's bring this full circle here, because we started with the city and all the application process, and we've touched on the community. But I'm kind of curious, and I'm thinking probably Jeff and Councilmember Melendres would be best for this one, but the city of Riverside's role in this, compared to the community side of it, what has been the city's role?
The city has been, our focus has really been to bring equity to the community and have the community have the same things that other parts of the community have. It has been very focused on creating overall a better quality of life. And we do that, we can only do that with our partners. When you look at our team, we have brain power here. We just heard from Dr. Payne, Dr. Hussey, who works for the Riverside Community Health Foundation, committed to our community. And we have many, many individuals from our city partners that are very focused. And we have a lot of active discussions on how we're going to improve the lives of individuals, but at the same time, empower them to want to improve themselves. I think when you listen to Jeff and all the things that we are doing from those components, I think they're so important. But I think our job as a city is to really work to empower and to provide the access to the services that this community needs.
And there's another doctor that's a part of that, Dr. McLaughlin. Let's as the editor of the application, ultimately, or the guy that probably hit submit to the Strategic Growth Council. I think that was you. Last word here in terms of all these moving parts. How do you keep track of all the roles and responsibilities that were outlined in detail just in this conversation today?
The city's role is to amplify the excellence of its partners here. When you bring together a good crew and you trust their talents, these folks that are our partners in the greater community, we know where we're going with this. We know what it takes to get there. The city will act as the grant administrator for the TCC grant. We'll do the transit components under the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities grant. But really, when you have a team this talented and we worked at it this long, this team, the Eastside Climate Collaborative team knows where we're going, and they know what it takes for us to make these grants a success. So I think as a grant writer, I'm privileged to have these folks with me because they've been there and they know the mechanics of these grants, and they know what it's going to take to make it a success. So I think my job is a little easy in this instance because my backup team in the Eastside Climate Collaborative is so strong that we know what it's going to take to make this grant really, as Councilmember Melindres said, a game changer for the East Side.
Well, to everybody, thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge and your experience on this project. And obviously, from the Community Settlement Association, Pedro Payne, Dr. Payne has already left, but also from the Housing Authority of the City of Riverside, Jeff McLaughlin. Jeff, thank you for your knowledge.
Thank you.
Also from Riverside Community Health Foundation, Shanae Bowie-Hussey, thank you.
Absolutely.
And from Deborah Murphy Urban Design and Planning, the person herself, Deborah Murphy. Deborah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I mentioned Pedro as well. And of course, council member from the City of Riverside, Andy Melendrez. Thank you always, sir. It is always good to see you. It's been a long time.
Yeah, pleasure to thank you for the invitation.
Thank you all for your patience and perseverance today and always, and especially with this grant that is going to transform lives in the East Side and across the city. God bless you all for your efforts on this and otherwise.
All right, high five, everyone.
Yeah,
high five,
good
everyone.
Teamwork.
Good Mr. Teamwork. Mayor, always good to see you as well, sir. And to everybody, we've got 4 great segments this month, and all of them are very timely. So make sure that you go find them. They're on the YouTube channel. They're on the city's Facebook page. Check out each and every episode. I'm Steve Brazel, and we will see you on the next episode of Riverside Monthly.
Right.